Welcome back to Tom's Garage again. Good morning, boys and girls. Well, it's afternoon now, so. But today, pow, it's a Dewalt pressure washer. Dewalt pressure washer. He said it was running, it just kind of died on him. Won't crank back. I believe it may have water in it. It's just the nature of a pressure washer. Let's get busy. Let's check it out. Let's see, this one's got electric start, thank goodness. Let's see. Put it on. That's backwards. That is backwards. The I means ignition, the O means off. But see, it's off and on. Huh. That's weird. Okay. Okay. Let's see, let's turn the fuel on, give it a choke. Let's see, that start button's back here somewhere. Look there, that's loose. Gone now. I have no idea where that window went. Oh, let's see. Oh, I want clear across the shop. Way over here. There it is. Okay. To prove my theory, I want to check this spark just to make sure I am right about that. Let's see, we'll find somewhere to ground. All right, right now it's on I, and we should have spark. We do not have spark. That is weird, that is backwards. I bet you the factory done that. And now we have spark with it on O for off. Huh. That thing is backwards. It's just got two terminals on the back of it. Anyway, okay. Okay, I believe you. Yeah, as rusty as that spark plug is, I bet you this thing has got water in it. It's just the nature of a pressure washer. Okay, it died. Well, let's drain all the fuel out of it. Let's drain all the fuel out of it. Oh, let's see, let's get this out of the way. Ten millimeter. 10 millimeter. Let me lower the old camera here a little bit so you can see it. Grab the flashlight. Bloop, doo, 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 doo. I don't know if it's got water in it or not. That's just my theory for right now. So, it's got a little Phillips head screw on top. And this whole thing will come right off. Where else is it holding? Looks like it's got another screw right there. I don't think there was any sense in taking that screw out. We'll find out. Get that crankcase vent hose off the. Pop it loose. Pop it loose. Pop it loose. I'd rather for it to come off right here than come out of the valve cover. Slide that hose off. There we go. You know, there wasn't no sense in taking that screw out. All that does is holds this little platform on, so we'll put that screw back in it. Oh, lordy, lordy. Okay. Set that aside. Grab my hose clamp. We'll clamp it off up here. And we'll take and just push the fuel line off of it. I'm going to get this, well, I done put the clamp in the way now, there we go. I'm just going to take the carburetor completely off. Get it out of the way. We're going to go through it too, because it's probably got water in the fuel meter bowl there, the valve. Okay. I'm going to leave that clamp on there, because that clamp can help hold this pipe on. I believe. Yes. Just cram it in there like that. Grab a bucket. I'm gonna grab a bigger bucket. Maybe a bucket bigger than that. Because I believe this tank right here is nearly full. It is. All right. We'll just let that drain. Ow. Pardon me, Mr. Flashlight. I don't see no water in it yet. Let's go over here and check the old carburetor. Can't forget about that film. I think that's bigger than the tank is, so I ain't gonna worry about that overflowing with me. All right, all right. Why would she just die? That looks pretty clean, actually. I don't see any water in it. I don't see any water. I don't see any water in it at all. Okay. It blows my theory. What we'll do, next thing I want to do is when I get done cleaning this carburetor, I want to check and make sure it ain't losing spark. Because it didn't spit and sputter and die. It's like you cut the switch off. This thing's perfectly clean. Oh, hang on to it. Hold this thing up to the light. Yep. It's perfectly clean. So we'll stick her back together. No problem. Let's see, it was on there like that. So I want to do it like that. All right, I believe it. I'm not gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go ahead and let the rest of it drain out of there, because I don't see any water at all in it. It's almost empty. Spring right there. Come here, little spring. Okay. Make sure that fuel line's all the way on. All right. We'll put this back on. So I don't believe it's a fuel problem. I believe we might have an ignition issue. Nope. Oh, don't lose that little thing right there, boy. Well, let's see, make sure that goes all the way on. Yeah, that gas is perfectly clean, huh? Of course, I'm not going to put it back in there. Blue doo 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 doo, blue doo 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 doo, blue doo 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 doo. Stick that back on, stick that back on, stick that back on. Everything's good. Now, let's put some fuel in it. Put some more fuel in. I don't know how old that fuel was, but looked pretty good. Girl. I'm gonna grab my little pump. This thing pumps faster than you think it does. You got to keep your eye on it. You'll fill it up and overfill it before you know it. That should be plenty. Let it drain. Grab my other spark tester. Where's my other spark tester? Where is it? Where's my sparky tester? Somebody stole it. They did. Somebody stole it. There it is. All right, fuel on, give it a little choke, switch is evidently on. We'll watch the tester. You just figured it out too, didn't you? Oil level sensor. I just broke my own rule. I didn't check the oil first. That's probably what it is. Sometimes you gotta stop and think. You get so busy working so fast out here trying to get as much done, and you look at there, there's barely any in there. Yep. We're going to have a low oil situation. We are. Let me grab a bucket. I'm going to drain whatever's in there. But that's what the problem is. I bet you Low Earl. Well, I don't know, matter of fact, because it's halfway up the threads. You can kind of see. We'll change oil in it and fill it back up, and I just blinded myself. See if that's what it is. You also have a water sensor too. Shuts down machine if the presence of water is not detected in the pump. Okay, so now we got to go out there and it's probably going to be this. So what we'll do is we'll change his oil and we'll unhook that. We'll unhook it from the engine block. That yellow wire right there is what we're going to unhook. I'm going to bump his tires up too. His tires are flat. All right, let me grab my old drain pan. Let me put a block of wood under that other wheel over there to give it a little tilt. Just a slight tilt is all I want. Let me put that plug back in it. Right here, I don't want to pour it out from there. I still got that other dipstick on that side out. Just a slight little tilt. Little piece of 2x4. That may be too much of a tilt. I don't want it to overshoot the hole in the frame where it's supposed to go. And that washer is stuck to the block. Maybe it'll stay there. Nope, not good, we got it. All right. Yeah, that oil is awful nasty. We'll just give that a second to drain. All right, I'm gonna hit pause while that drains and we'll be right back. Okay, the Earl's finished draining. I had to put a screwdriver under that right there to get it to go back that way a little bit. I went under the house and turned the water hose back on, the spigot. I had to turn it off, it's been below freezing. So I got it turned on. It's pretty warm out there today. It's almost 50 degrees. So we're going to take it out there and hook it up to the water hose when we get the oil back in it. Please don't drop that in the oil like you know you're fixing to do. Ha ha ha. We got it. Yeah, it's warm enough to raise the garage door. All right. Get that oil bucket out from under it. Yeah, it's pretty nasty looking oil. But to me, it wasn't low. I don't think it was. But hey, it could have been. So we'll fill her back up. First thing I'm gonna do though, I need to do this before I forget. Pump his tires up. He said it's been a long time since he's used this thing, which is why I thought maybe the fuel had water in it or stale or something. That's why I figured it was a fuel problem, but evidently it's not. Nice and tight. want to blow it up. Nice and tight. All right, grab your rookie jug. Let's see, I'll put you on this side of me. And we'll put some oil back in it. Looks to me like it's sitting pretty level. Let's crack the lid so it can suck a little air. I just know I'm fixing to make a mess. Choo choo. Well, I tell you, in the wintertime when all the vegetation and all the leaves and everything are down, you can really hear those trains. That's why it sings louder in the wintertime. I'm probably 75 yards or maybe 100 yards from the track. Somebody was asking me that the other day. How close are you to the track, Dobie? You got 4 houses on this street. You cross the street, you got a very small storage facility, then a small warehouse, another small street, then the track. Maybe 110 yards. Now that I overfilled this thing running my mouth, I sure did. Well, we're in a pickle. I overfilled it running my mouth, like I'm so famous for doing. Let me grab my pan. Well, I don't have to use the pan all. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to use this pressure washer to clean this pressure washer just from the mess I made with it. Okay. Oh, Lordy, Lordy. Just let that drain a little bit. I probably wasted a good 2 ounces, 3 ounces of oil. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. Yeah, it's full on the dipstick. Oh, easy, easy, easy. Bleed, dee, 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 dee. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put the air filters and stuff back on it before we take it out. That hose goes back in there. That's the fuel tank vent. All right. Raise the camera a little bit. All right, we know it's got full of oil. Let's hook the water hose to it. I can unscrew this because I got to screw my hose to it. He's got an adapter on here. There we go. Usually these things will just seize up with each other. Can't forget to put that back on. He'll be madder than a hornet when he gets this thing back and they can't hook his hose up like he wants to. Okay. I'm gonna leave this spark tester. Well, I don't want to leave that spark tester on there because it's going to rest against that hot muffler. We'll just take this back off. That way we know if it still cuts off, it's still going to be an ignition problem. All right, let's lower the table and roll it out. Yeah, they must have had an auction at the self-storage unit, because there was just trucks all lined up and down this road, which gave me an idea. Next time you got a bunch of junk to haul off, whether it be tree limbs, brush, leaves, junk around the house, and you need to get rid of it, go rent you a little storage unit over there and pile it full of junk and quit paying on it. Yeah, that's a good cheap way to get rid of stuff. All right, this thing says water sensor shuts down machine if the presence of water is not detected in the pump. Okay, so that's what we'll do. We'll give it water. We'll get it some water. Let me grab the hose. I'm going to hook the hose to it. Oh, let's see. I don't want it to blow water everywhere. All right. I love that tip on here. You got your 40, your 25, your 0, rinse, soap, and soap. Okay. Let's see what we got. Let's turn the water on. It is on, I believe. There we go. Well, that valve on that water spigot's leaking. Okay, here we go. Nope, it did it again. Why is it killing ignition? Let me grab 2 pair of pliers. I'm going to unhook that little yellow wire we're going. All right, what I'm going to do is follow that red wire from that sensor. I got him kind of pulled out here. I'm going to unplug it. Comes in there, and that black wire is what's going to the coil. So I'm going to. Let's see, I'm going to unplug that. Unplug that black wire. Get the pliers in there. Now we'll see if that's done anything. I swore that's what it was. Unless we need to unhook that black wire too, going to the, let's see, that black wire is going, well, you can't really tell where it's going. Let's see. Kind of hard to see. That little solenoid's in the way. Well, let's dig around a little bit. Well, that's just going to ground. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to unhook this oil level sensor. Let's do that too. Let's see. Grab hold it yet. Grab it there and grab it there. Ooh, there we go. All right, that was going to the oil level sensor. Now we'll see if it was that. Well, wasn't bad either. I wonder if the coil is just going bad. Does it crank right up again after you do that? Let's find it. I don't think it was the coil, because it cranks right back up at the same temperature. It hadn't cooled off a bit. Well, let me unhook it. Let's get it back on the table and dig a little deeper. Y'all hang with. All right, back on the table. Let's get this wheel out of the way. It's just a little clip, and that whole thing will just slide out. Get that wheel out of the way and we can see what we're doing. Got me a 4x4 and a piece of 2x4. Okay. Now we can figure out what we're doing. All right. This red wire from the sensor comes down here and comes back out. And that goes to the black wire to the coil. Okay, so evidently we unhooked something that was unnecessary. We should have unhooked it from here. So I'll plug it back in here. That little wire went to the solenoid. And we'll plug in the oil sensor back in, so I think the oil sensor is good. Little float lever. So what we'll do, it comes in here. That It goes right to the cylinder. No, it goes to this thing. This is not part of the solenoid, I don't believe. No, it's not. That also goes to the oil sensor. So what we'll do is we'll follow this. We'll unhook it here. We'll unhook it from there. That red wire goes to that black wire, and that black wire, to me, it goes it goes up through there and straight to the coil. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this pump off because I don't want this thing running without water. All you've got is 4 bolts, and it will just slide right off if it's got room. See, I can take this off if I need to slide it out further. These 2 little knobs and this whole battery electric start will move out of the way. Let me hit pause. I ain't gonna make you watch me do that, but I'm gonna hit record again right when I go to take it off. All right, we got 1 bolt left. 1 bolt left. All right, there's all 4 of the bolts. Let's see, do we have enough give in that wire right there? May not. Let's see how far we slide it with that wire on there. Come off there, little pump. Grab my rubber hammer and help tap it back. That's gonna be slow go. Slow go. Frozen to that shaft a little bit. All right. Don't lose the little key. Little spacer that goes on there, can't lose that. All right, make sure everything's out of the way. This thing's gonna be spinning. Okay. Stick my head in there. All right. We are clear to run it. Now we know it's bypassed. have shut off by now. That's what it is. It's that flow sensor right there is gone bad. I had it unhooked from a wrong place because it was still hooked to that. Okay, kill switch and everything still works. We're just going to bypass this. That belongs to a really, really, really close friend of mine, and he's all for whatever I need to do to it. He knows not to leave that thing dry anyway. It's just a dummy sensor is all that really is. And he's not a dummy. All right. Well, we'll get her put back together. That's what it was. I'm going to clean that shaft a little bit, put some anti-sneeze compound on it. Anti-sneezy compound. Good enough, good enough. Get it off that compression stroke. There we go. All right. All right. Ooh, I'm gonna have that stuff all over me. Gotta find the keyway here. Where you at, keyway? Here we go. Oh, we forgot that. Forgot the spacer. Well, now we're ready to put it back together. The spacer keeps that key back where it needs to be. Here we go. Get all four of the bolts started. Make sure you don't cross thread these bolts. They don't have any Loctite on these bolts because you've got that, God, look at that. Because you've got that lock washer. And we'll get it back together and go out there and hook it back up and play with it. I need to rinse my poor old car off. All right, let me hit pause. I'm gonna get these bolts back together. I'm gonna get all this tucked back in, get the wheels back on it, and I'll meet y'all outside. All right, got her all hooked up. Let's go see if that helped it. Bypassing that flow sensor. All right, let's hook it up. Let's hook it up and fire it up. That's what it was. Just that flow sensor gone bad. Well, all right, boys and girls, thanks for watching another Tom Noble video. I'll wash my car now. Love y'all. Take care of each other, man. Whew. I'll tell you, the first pretty day. Here it is, late January, and had a pretty couple of days. And now I'm loaded up with more stuff to do. Yay! Y'all be good, man. Love y'all, and I will catch y'all on the next one.